Fellas, the time is here. The time is now to begin prepping for what we all know as the winter arc. The winter arc is coming. It's almost here. We're in fall right now, but we're getting close to it. Now, the difference between this winter arc and all of the other things that you're going to start seeing on social media, because this is a recurring trend, is that we are going to not focus on just one goal, but we're going to focus on a series of goals that are intertwined together. This is going to be the winter arc where you and me are going to be multi-dimensionally jacked. That is the goal, becoming multi-dimensionally jacked. A lot of you, if you're new here, you have no idea what that is. If you've been watching my videos from the beginning, you know exactly what that is. And I'm going to explain what that means. So being multi-dimensionally jacked essentially means that you've nailed 5 pillars of being multidimensionally jacked. And by the way, if you want to know more in depth about those 5 pillars, free 5 pillars of being a multidimensionally jacked man is in the email list that I have. It's in the email. If you sign up to your email, you get access to that. It's completely free for you. But we're going to go over this right now as well. So there are 5 pillars. The first is being physically jacked. The second, and we all know what being physically jacked means, right? The second is mentally jacked. The third is, let me get this right, financially jacked. The fourth is being socially jacked. And the fifth is being spiritually jacked. Yes, spiritually jacked. You don't need to be religious for this. And if you are religious, then you can utilize this as your baseline. But those are the 5 pillars that you want to be able to nail down. Now, here's the reality of most people's winter arcs. They have one goal and they go for that one goal. You're a multi-dimensionally jacked man. You're striving to do that. You're able to do multiple things. You're able to achieve multiple things if you prioritize everything that you need to prioritize in your life, in your day-to-day. If you're productive throughout your day, you can accomplish all of these. This is why I've been able to get multiple things done at once, because it's all about prioritization, right? So we're going to go over each of these and figure out what your goals can potentially be for each of these pillars, all right? So the first goal, being physically jacked, what does that look like for you? What is your physical goal? Is it to reach a specific weight? Is it to get down to a specific body fat percentage? Is it to lift a certain amount of weight? Is it a strength goal? Is it an aesthetic goal? Is it, what is it? What's the goal? What is the quantifiable outcome? Every single goal that we have here is going to have a quantifiable outcome to a certain extent, right? So with the physical goal, what does that look like? So I want you to be able to write that down, write down what that quantifiable goal of being physically jacked is, and hold it there, right? Because now we're writing down the goals. We're going to write down the processes afterwards, right? So write that goal down. Now, under the goal, you have to figure out all of the inputs that are going to lead to that output. So let's say it was 15% body fat that you want to get down to, or lower than 15% body fat. Well, what is the type of exercise? What are the series of exercises, the splits that you're going to be doing? What's the nutrition that you're going to be able to utilize to be able to get to this goal? What does your daily routine look like? What are your daily inputs, right? That's what you're going to figure out for physically jacked. Now we go on to mentally jacked, right? What does that even mean? That means that you're mentally sharp. That means that you have ideas running around. You know exactly what your mind is doing. You can control your mind. You can control your urges. It's discipline. As you can see, it's tied to the physically jacked as well, because you need the discipline to then be able to be physically jacked. But when it comes to mentally jacked specifically, what are you going to do to get that? What kind of discipline are you going to adhere to, right? It could be reading a certain amount of books that you want to be able to complete over this time during this winter arc, right? Could be 12 books, it could be 2 books, it could be 3 books, it could be 50 books. What's the tangible result that you're going to achieve after this winter arc is over? How many books are you going to read? What is the process that you're going to use? Maybe it's an app to help you with your mental clarity, right? Maybe it's learning chess. Maybe it's playing a certain amount of chess games every day and seeing how many chess games you can win by the end of the winter arc. Right? I'm just giving you examples, but figure out the mental gymnastics you're going to be doing, the mental training you're going to be doing day in and day out, quantify it, and that's going to be the output, the number of wins that you get in that category, right? Outputs are all about wins. So what's the win? Are you going to read 12 books by the end? Are you going to win 10 chess games? What is the outcome? Now the inputs, instead of outcome, let's say output, the inputs that you're going to do, that's essentially going to be what you're actually going to complete, right? So what are the things that you're going to be doing every single day to be able to complete that goal? So that could mean how many pages per day are you going to read, right? How many games of chess are you going to play, right? Remember that. It's all about inputs. What are you going to be doing every day to achieve that? Now, we're going to move on to financially jacked, what a lot of you are actually considering right now because you need it. The world is moving, the economy is changing, people don't have enough money. What are you going to do to become financially jacked? Well, first, you have your job potentially, or if you're unemployed, maybe disregard this part. But if you have your job, you have to figure out how much money you're going to make at that job. Now, the problem with jobs is that income's fixed. You want to be able to grow your income, right? I could go tell you, hey, go get a promotion. That is not the answer, right? The answer is you need another stream of income that is dynamic based on the inputs that you put in. If you're not doing a sales job, it's less about the inputs and it's less about the outputs, it's more about the inputs, right? So you want something that's output based. So that could be maybe a remote sales job, right? Maybe that can be selling a digital product that you create from an experience or a goal that you've achieved. You're helping other people achieve that goal and now you're able to sell it, right? Maybe it's coaching. You start to coach people on something that you've achieved in the past. These are things that you can start to do while you're working during this time to build your financial reserves. Now, here's the interesting part about this. You're going to need a personal brand. And the best way to build a personal brand is actually to document this entire winter arc. Isn't that crazy how I put that into perspective? You can literally document your progress throughout the winter arc and build a personal brand to be able to get attention so that you can sell something else as your side hustle to start, right? If you're interested in that, I have group coaching, link is in the description, Conquer YouTube. You can go on this journey with me, do the winter arc with me, do the programs, do everything, and achieve an audience that will then be able to buy what you have. So now, again, everything flows at the same time. While you're getting physically jacked, you're getting mentally jacked, you're documenting everything, people are seeing it, and you also have a skill that you've learned that you want to be able to teach people, or you have an outcome that you've gotten that you want to teach people, and you plug that in, right? I teach you how to do all this stuff. Links in the description, right? So that's financially jacked, right? Maybe it's also stock trading. Maybe you have money and you want learn how to trade stocks. Learn how to multiply your money. Learn about investments. Learn, right? Figure out what that looks like. If it's the personal branding side to then sell something, a digital product or something along those lines, then you need the inputs, which are going to be daily videos. You're going to have to create videos on a regular basis to garner attention to then be able to take that attention and monetize it. If it's learning the stock market, and it's going to be how much money are you going to put in every single day or every week or every month to be able to multiply that money. How much is that money going to be multiplied? That's the outcome, right? The outcome could be the amount of money that you make on your courses or the amount of views that you garner over that certain period of time, because the personal brand lasts forever, right? So you don't necessarily need to make money right away, which most people try to do. You just need to garner the community, and then you can sell things that they want. All right, so that's financially jacked. Now we go on to socially jacked. Socially jacked is going to be very important. So this is, and a lot of people, when they go through the winter arc, they try to isolate themselves. I disagree. I don't think that you need to isolate yourself at all. If anything, you need to be around people who are providing value so that you can be friends and multiply the value that you can provide and that they can provide. And this can be online. This is meeting other people. Again, building a personal brand allows for you to network with other people online because you're providing value online. Other people see that. They want to be around you because you're providing value online. So when you do this, you have to be able to create an environment for yourself to be able to bring people in. Right? So that's going to be what socially jacked looks like. Making friends online with people who are also doing things that are impactful in the online community. It could also be going to different meetup groups or networking events in your area. Figure out how many you want to do by the time this winter arc is over. Figure out how many people you want to connect with online before this winter arc is over. That's going to be your outcome. Right? Your output. Your input is going to be the things that you do to create this. How many people are you going to reach out to? Right? How many events are you going to go to? Figure that out. Maybe it's a daily thing. Maybe it's a weekly thing. Maybe it's a monthly thing. Give yourself a number of that output that input that you're going to be able to put in to get the output of becoming socially jacked, getting a bigger and broader network. All right. Now that leads me to the last point, being spiritually jacked. Now this is controversial, right? If you believe in God and you have a religion, well, what are you going to do? Are you going to read the religious text that revolves around your religion? How many pages are you going to read every day? Are you going to finish reading the Bible or the Quran by the end of the winter arc, right? To get spiritually enlightened. Are you going to pray every day, right? How long are you going to pray every day? Put that together, because those are going to be the inputs. The output is going to be the total number of the inputs that you've done, right? Because being spiritually jacked, there's not necessarily a quantifiable output or an outcome, but there is an outcome that you're looking for. Maybe it's getting closer to God. Maybe it's getting closer to nature. I don't care what your religious beliefs are or your spiritual beliefs, but get closer to those beliefs. And if you don't have one, I don't know what to tell you. All right. I've already made videos around why I think it's important to have some sort of a spiritual belief, because it's a mental model that only benefits you. It gives you an endless source of energy and motivation, whether it's real or not, whether it's tangibly true or not. It still gives you a level of motivation to move forward. I encourage anybody to find a spiritual realm that they believe that they can connect with the most, right? I don't throw religion on anybody. I don't push it on anybody, but you can find one. So those are all the 5. Now, once you've had all of these 5 goals and you've had all of these 5 processes that you want to put in place, now you have to create something that's going to hold you accountable, right? Put this all on an Excel sheet, put this in some sort of a framework, an OKR. So that's going to be objectives and key results, right? That's going to basically be essentially what you use to be able to do that. Look that up, OKRs, right? After you've been able to do this, now you're going to be on the journey of getting multidimensionally jacked. And it's going to be the best journey of the world. You're going to evolve as a man. You're going to become a digital or a modern Renaissance man, which is what we need right now. We don't need level 10 cretins out here, right? And if you don't know what cretin means, look it up. I like that word. My dad used to use that word all the time. You don't want to be a cretin. You want to be smart. You want to be intelligent. You want to be multiversed. You want to be able to do many different things. All right? Maybe in the socially jacked side, you want to learn how to speak a different language. That also counts. All right? Maybe it's getting into a long-term relationship. That also counts. All right? So you have to figure out what that is to be able to be well-rounded for this winter arc. I'm excited, man. So I'm going to document my whole winter arc series, all of the different realms that I'm actually diving into. So this is going to be more knowledge for you. And I encourage you to go on the same journey. Create the personal brand, just like I'm doing. And start now, because this is the best time to document your process, get other people to buy into your process, to buy into you as a person, and build the community. You have a purpose now if you didn't have one before, or you have an additional purpose that actually can be translated online that can help you financially, it can help you socially, it can help you in every which way. All right? So share this with a friend who is thinking about the winter arc, who wants to get on the winter arc, and do this for yourself. Tune in. My winter arc series is going to be weekly. Part of my winter arc goal is to actually become a better editor, to be able to create more cinematic videos so that you can actually be entertained during the process. It's not just me talking at a camera all the time. So that's going to be something I have to learn, right? So you're going to see the videos evolve consciously and consistently throughout the process. So again, I appreciate you. Tap into the links in the description, whichever one is appropriate for you. I appreciate you regardless. And I'm going to catch you on the next video, right? Conquer yourself, conquer your life, conquer everything, become multidimensional, and have a good day.